I'm Jon. We're sponsoring outside if you'd like to stop by for a demo later. But today I'm going to show you just a little bit about what we're doing and some recent things that we've built to let customers and vendors more securely manage software deployed in remote environments. So what is Bring Your Own Cloud? Bring Your Own Cloud is this idea where today you go and sign up for Slack. You go to Slack's website. Everything is owned on their servers. But what if you could actually deploy it in your own account, and you could have all the data that is belonging to your instance and your own sort of control. You can have sort of more sort of security guarantees around it. And ultimately, if something like Monday happens, you have some control as to whether or not your critical systems are down. This is an emerging deployment option called BYOC, or Bring Your Own Cloud. And really, the idea is that you basically create a SaaS, but you plug it into a customer's AWS, GCP, or Azure account. So what does Nuon do? We've learned that this is actually quite hard to build on your own. You have to figure out how to package your app, let any customer install it, especially in environments where you might not even have access, right? The reason these customers are asking for this type of deployment is because they don't really trust you, right? They don't want you to be between them and their customers or them and their business. So we let you package your app, put it into customer accounts, and then manage updates as you push new changes to your product, new features. And then inevitably, when something goes wrong, a customer decides that they're going to go into Kubernetes and delete something, you have the tools that you need to make this application start working again. This is a kind of a diagram that explains the flow, but essentially on day one, you package your app with Nuon, plug it into a customer in the middle, and then Nuon lets you manage these updates, ensure your app is working, and as you kind of continuously monitor your app, you can go in and request changes or new permissions for your customer. Demo time. I'm going to go ahead and jump into our products. So Nuon gives you a control plane. What you're looking at here is our dashboard that gives you everything you need to know to be able to service a customer and understand when something's going right or maybe going wrong in their account. You can look through and see your application. So this app that we have today, it's just a simple Kubernetes app. You can bring anything from Lambda or serverless apps to anything that you can run with a script to Nuon. And what we do is we define your application as a graph. So this thing, it's a certificate, a load balancer, an S3 bucket, and then there's this pesky little config map here, which we're going to see if we can cause some problems with. So I'm going to put my customer hat on, and this is the thing you hope your customer actually never does, but we're going to do it anyway. And here in my terminal, I have K9s up. So K9s is a way to interact with a Kubernetes cluster. And so as the customer, let's say an operator on their side goes in, and they're like, hey, what is this thing doing? And they just go and start making changes. I'm going to make a change to this config map. Again, as a customer, I have no idea what Nuon is. This is completely white label. I just see an application in my account, and I'm doing the worst thing I could, which is just making changes to something I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and save this and go about my day. Back in the Nuon control plane, if I actually go here, I'm going to see that all of a sudden I have something that says it's drifted. Let's take a look at that. So if we click in here, we're going to see that Nuon picked up that something's gone wrong here. And OK, as an operator, maybe my system hasn't blown up yet, right? As developers, we're managing this app for a customer. But knowing this now, we can actually go in and see, hey, what do we need to do to fix this? And this is part one of what we call those enterprise change controls. And the idea is that if you're running software in an account that you don't even know, or you don't know how it's kind of shaped or have access to, you need to know when your application has been modified without your sort of intent. Let's go ahead and then go and remediate this. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to do a deploy to fix this problem. So here, we've fired off a deploy. And while that runs, we're going to go ahead and jump into the Nuon CLI and show you kind of some of the tools that you have as a developer using Nuon. So here, if I, as a developer, am iterating on my app, making changes, or kind of dealing with this customer who modified the products, I can go in here and actually see all the things that are happening inside this customer account. But remember, I don't have direct access. So that's the beauty of Nuon. We're this layer between you and your customer. Your customer doesn't need to know how to run your app, and you don't need to know your customer's environment. With Nuon, we let you package it, shift it into the customer's account, and then when things go wrong, you have the tools that you need to securely remediate those issues, mitigate problems, and monitor for them. We'll give this second a run, and now we see we have a pending approval. And this is part 2. So as you're pushing changes to all your customer accounts, you want to make sure that everything that's going on is actually what you expected. So if we go in here, we should be able to see our approval, and we can go ahead and press Approve All. And so now we see our app is going back to its original state. We'll go ahead and approve this, and that's the rest of our demo. Generally the way that we see this is, as you're pushing things into your customer account, you should be able just to develop your app, push changes, and your customer should have the confidence to accept those changes and have that SaaS experience.